Oh, hello. This is Tak Chong from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. So, okay, now you have a wok. So what are you going to do with it? In this video, I'm going to show you a fried rice that I cook tonight. I call it a fusion fried rice because it contains attributes from different cuisines. Actually, this fried rice is based on my wife's request. She told me that there are 4 food ingredients that she really enjoy, and she would like to have that in the fried rice. On the surface, these 4 ingredients really do not go well with each other. It starts with the Chinese fermented black bean, and then she would like to have some black olive, and this followed by mushroom, and lastly, some Parmesan cheese. In the beginning, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but since she requests for it, I better follow the order and get it done. So why don't you come with me into the kitchen and let's see what we could do. In a previous video, I have demonstrated how to cook rice. If you'd like to know more about how to make the best rice for fried rice, please take a look at this video. This is freshly cooked rice. As you can see, it is very moist. You should never use this to make fried rice. It's going to really make a mess in the wok. Instead, you should use rice look like this, which have been in the refrigerator for at least overnight, if not longer. They are dry. They tend not to suck up oil. When the rice being stored in the refrigerator, they lost their moisture, and so they tend to be more dry. The kernels are more distinct, and this type of rice I use is a long grain rice. I promised my wife that I'm going to use some black bean in the fried rice. She loves black bean. Black bean is a fermented black soybean. If you want to learn more about it, you can take a look at this video. They are fermented and salted, and they are frequently referred to as probiotic. Next, I'm going to add some olive to the fried rice. My wife loves olive. Actually, I have never had olive in fried rice, so this is the first time. I'm going to cut it up to fit better into the rice. Another favorite of my wife is mushroom. She asked for some mushroom in this fried rice. I always have mushroom prepped in my refrigerator, but I want to cut them up a little bit smaller so they will fit better into the fried rice. Cooking fried rice could be quite challenging because they tend to stick to the bottom of the wok. So one thing you want to do is that make sure that you have enough oil. And the second consideration is to make sure that your wok is well seasoned. I use my spot seasoning method. So when I come to cook fried rice, I usually let the oil to smoke a little bit longer than I normally would have. And here you can see a whiff of smoke that coming from the oil. Please take a look at this video if we are not familiar with this method. My wife loves black bean far more so than I do, so we have a compromise. So what I'm doing here is that I'm going to stir fry the black bean for about 30 seconds. This actually seals the flavor inside the black bean. It will not spread to the remaining of the dish. Only when you bite into it, you will get the flavor of the black bean. Okay, the next step is for me to add the rice. As you can see, the rice are pretty hot. And the trick to break up the rice is using a tool known as a hamburger meat chopper. Now this tool normally is used to break up hamburgers. For example, when you want to make a chili and you want to loosen up the hamburger meat. And this tool works extremely well for breaking up fried rice. Otherwise, it is really hot, and if you use a wok spatula, which I used to do that before, you end up have rice all over on the floor. You want to break up the rice as much as possible, but don't spend too much time on it because this is a very vulnerable stage for the rice to stick to the bottom of the wok because you want to use your wok spatula to mix things up really quickly. And so the next step is to move the rice to the edge of the wok and create a space in the center of the wok. We're going to make that space like a little frying pan to fry some egg. First of all, I'm going to add some oil to the middle of the wok, and I'm going to break the egg directly into the wok. I'm going to fry 3 eggs, but you can use as much as you want. By frying the egg directly in the center of the wok, it saves time, and it also saves you to have another utensil. In the past, I used to break up the egg in a separate bowl, and then I would fry them separately and then combine it together. And I discovered this method is much simpler and it saves time. So I break up the egg yolk and then spread them out as much as I possibly can. And then I move some of the cooked egg out of the way so the other part of the egg get cooked as well. Now, how long did you cook the egg? All depend on how hot you want the egg to be. If you want the egg to be very soft and mix well in the rice, then you mix up everything much sooner. I change up my approach from time to time, very much based on how I feel like at the day. So now you mix the rice together with the egg. As soon as I see the egg and the rice are pretty well mixed, I'm ready to add the next item. I add the mushroom at this point because my wife liked the mushroom have its texture retained rather than being overcooked. So adding them later, you will not overcook the mushroom. During this period, you want to make sure that you stir fry the contents rapidly. At the same time, you want to keep an eye to the bottom of the wok. Right now, you can see that there's nothing stick to the bottom of the wok. If things to start stick, there will be two reasons. One is that you don't have enough oil, so then you can add some more oil. Another reason is that your stove is too hot. Then in this case, you can turn down the heat. Okay, we are moving right along. I'm going to season the dish with my basic seasoning mix. It is intended to enhance the natural flavor of the ingredients. If you'd like to learn more about this seasoning mix, you can take a look at this video. After, to make sure that the content is well mixed, next I'm going to add the black olives. Since the olives are already cooked, so all you have to do is to mix them to bring the olive to the temperature of the fried rice. I'm going to add two more items to this dish. The first item I'm going to add is some carrot. I have a hand grater, so I can grate some carrot directly into the wok. This is totally optional. It mainly to provide some color to the dish. You can omit the carrots if you don't have any on hand, but it is a great addition to make the dish more colorful and appealing. The final item I'm going to add is some scallions. Again, scallions actually do provide both flavor and texture, but it also adds color to the dish. Neither the carrots and the scallion need to cook very much, so that's why I add them way toward the end. Okay, a few quick stir, the dish is ready to be served. When my wife walked by, one comment she made, she said, "Oh, that is very pretty." Well, that is my intention, because my cousin Marge told me that you not just only eat with your mouth, you also eat with your eyes as well. So make a dish look appealing is very important. So I moved the wok to the kitchen counter and then transfer the content to a serving plate. So as you can see here, by seasoning the wok well, and also by doing all the steps appropriately, there's nothing stick to the surface of this stainless steel wok, which what it should be. If you have something stick, you know that you need to make some changes. The last thing my wife has for this dish on her wish list is some Parmesan cheese. So you can see that this dish in fact is a fusion dish, because I probably would not consider this dish as Asian at all, because there's really no Asian flavoring in this dish. However, the cooking technique is typical Asian. So from that standpoint, you can see this dish is truly a fusion outcome. This fried rice dish actually is quite simple, and the total cook time of this dish is a little bit over 5 minutes. So what is the verdict? My wife really enjoyed the fried rice, but she said she only one further request. She said, next time, can you put in more black bean? Personally, I find it fascinating that why my wife liked black beans so much, because she did not grow up with eating black beans. And now the black bean is one of her favorite food ingredients. So as you can see, what I created this dish is based on my basic fried rice template. As you can see that because it is a template, it's not a recipe. As long as you follow the basic structure of the template, you can make substitutions of the ingredients and flavor it in any way that you want to. And this comes to the part where flavor chasing is an important aspect of my fast cooking system, because then you can adjust all the ingredients and the flavor the way how you would like them. To me, I call this the audacity of cooking, the willingness to try different things. Once you gain the confidence and you become competent and you do consistently, then you will achieve creativity in your cooking. To me, this is the most exciting part of home cooking. I have never cooked this dish before, but it is an exploration and it is a lot of excitement when I got it done. And the reward is tremendous because when I see how my wife enjoyed this dish, it made me feel like that I am connected with her in a way through the food that I cook for her. So now it is your turn to give this a try. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you next time.